Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back doing another Swiss Oaths of the Gatewatch Battle for Zendikar draft. Opened Linvala. Yeah, we're going to take her. Let's see if she's worth anything. Let's hope. I imagine she's worth something, right? A lot less than I would have hoped. She's only worth about a ticket and a half. I opened Remorseless Punishment once again. I swear. I opened Remorseless Punishment as much as I opened Annex and Siamede out of, what was that, Return to Ravnica? Or Oath of the, no, not Oath of the Gatewatch, Gate Crash. I think that's what it was from. One or the other. One of those. But yeah, it's an easy Linvala. Great card. Also has an Isolation Zone in it, which is kind of a bummer, because that's like clearly the next strongest card in this pack, so someone's going to want to take it, and whoever we're passing to is going to be tempted to take it and then move into white, but we're going to be snagging all the white cards we can, so we got to try and cut them off ASAP. But Linvala is a solid first pick. I mean, it's certainly worth first picking and moving towards. All right, well, I mean, we can follow up with an Oblivion Strike. I absolutely think it's the strongest card remaining in this pack. It's certainly worth picking over Shoulder to Shoulder. Yeah, nothing else is even really close. Embodiment's okay. Mind Melter's cool, but not moving towards Linvala. And yeah, it's way too older or early to take Shoulder to Shoulder. And nothing else in here. Calls like Shrieker, which is good. I'm going to be rating this higher from now on, but let's take the Oblivion Strike, clearly. Okay, so picks now. There's Submerged Boneyard, which might be good enough to take here. Otherwise, I could take Visions. Did not work out so well last time I took it. I mean, let's face it. Visions of Brutality is a strictly worse pacifism. I would rather have pacifism, I think, every time than Visions. So, there is that problem. It also does not interact that well with Linvala. Although, I guess it kind of does. Because they would control more creatures. You don't necessarily remove it. Maybe that's good. Otherwise, yeah, I'm taking like a Submerged Boneyard, a very speculative Submerged Boneyard, or a Slaughter Drone. Or a Raptor. I'll take the Visions over the Raptor. It just feels like Raptor tends to go late. Depleter is very good. It's better than Scythe Master, even though Scythe Master fits in more with like a black-white ally plan. Depleter is just very strong. I really like this card a lot. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else super close. Might end up moving in blue. Fourth pick Blinding Drone could be a sign. Maybe we won't be able to make the Linvala work. We'll see. Taking the Depleter for sure, though. Okay, Envoy versus Sky Climber. I think Envoy's better most of the time. We're passing all those white cards, though, to the player I didn't want to pass the white cards to. But I just think Envoy's better than Sky Climber. And I guess there's still a chance we don't end up in white. I'd really like to play Linvala. And yeah, nothing else here really worth considering. Once again, though, someone mentioned this before, and it's true. Envoy and Visions do not work so well together. I think Baloth Null is probably one of the strongest cards you can get in the format, I assume. It's super strong. Otherwise, I would take a Shrieker to stay in black, which does actually work well with Visions, but we're going to take the Baloth Null. It's just too good to pass, in my opinion. Okay, choice now. Well, Wall of Resurgence is... It's not an ally, but it's a good card. Could potentially keep me in black-white. I mean, I want to play Linvala. Otherwise, I take a Translator, a Searing Light, or a Crumbling Vestige, which does also present the chance to splash. I think Baloth Null is a very easy card to splash. Like I said, Wall of Resurgence is very good. See, one of the best parts about Wall of Resurgence in a black-white deck is the black-white deck really can grind it out better than any other archetype. And what better way to grind out a deck than get a blocker plus an attacker? I'm going to take the Wall of Resurgence. Hopefully able to make this deck come together. Okay, there's Saddleback Lagak, which is good. Translator in black, though. I don't think Saddleback's the best on the splash, although it's always good. But Translator's going to work better with Depleter. It basically lets you drain. Well, it makes your opponent lose 1 life rather than drain, which I still think is fine. We're going to take the Translator here over the Lagac, I think. Jiraga Auxiliary, probably going too deep if we're already planning on being light in green and white, probably. We'll just take the Shrieker here, which is just a great wheel anyway. Still love this card. All right, so we're already an unconventional black-white deck, which is fine. Usually when it is going to make the grinding out plan not as easy, though. So it looks like we're already just much more of a... Yeah, I'm going to take a second Shrieker over shoulder to shoulder. I just like the Shriekers. It definitely don't mind my cats just beating the life out of each other in the background. Yeah, I think this is interesting. We're already looking like we can be potentially more of a beatdown deck now with the double Shrieker and the Depleter, but not the Envoy. So I want to make this deck more cohesive than the other. We've got some definite directions we can go, because Linvala is just like such a game-changing card. And Baloth Null is also a very game-changing card. I mean, we wield the Boneyard, but I don't really have any incentive to... I'm not going to have any incentive to splash a blue card, I imagine, right? And I don't want lead by example. Stalking Drone's a good wheel. It's a strong card. You can't really splash Linvala, though. I guess I still take the Stalking Drone just in case white straight up does not work out, because Stalking Drone is very good. And another pro of taking the Stalking Drone is we're already a deck that wants colorless, so it just gives us a ton of incentive to play a bunch of colorless lands. Yeah. As expected, passing the strong white card probably motivated whoever I was passing to take all the white cards, because we just really didn't see any good white. Well, now it's like mixed signals because we got the Scythe Master. We could actually take the Sky Scourer here just because we're rocking so many. You know what? This actually looks like a Sky Scourer sort of deck, doesn't it? Look how much Devoid we have, and it even works with Visions. This might be one of the cases where I end up just not playing a Linvala or a Wall of Resurgence just because I feel like we might be able to make... In fact, I'm probably going to actually take Pulse here. There's a higher chance we play that. Okay. Second to last pick, Netcaster Spider might be the sign. This isn't a Spider deck, but... I mean, I guess we can leave it in for now. But yeah, it kind of is seeming like we're going to end up in a green-black beatdown deck just based on the super late Stalking Drone. Okay. So if I want to do that plan... Well, here I'm just taking Oblivion Strike. I think we can wheel a Shrieker. Hedron Crawler is not really what this deck wants to do. We are going to need colorless mana, though, so I got to prioritize colorless lands pretty high, but obviously I'm not going to prioritize it over an Oblivion Strike. Okay, might just want the holdout settlement here. God, Immolating Glare passed to us, too. Immolating Glare is good. It's not what we're trying to do, though. I really think this deck could actually work out well as a green-black beatdown deck. I think we can make that happen, but we already have a lot of need for colorless mana with Stalking Drone, Depleter, Double Shrieker. So I think we are going to take the holdout settlement here, even though I think Immolating Glare is very good. I think I'm just willing to ditch out of... Because like I said, you can't splash Linvala. And even though I could ditch out... I could just try and splash the green still. I mean, I guess there's a chance. But I kind of want the holdout settlement here over the Immolating Glare, even though I think Immolating Glare is super strong. I'm going to take the settlement. I need colorless mana. I just can't do anything without it. Well, here's a Tranquil Expanse, which would offer us a double splash opportunity, which isn't bad, actually. But We could also take Scion Summoner, or we could take the Sky Scourer, even though it wheeled last time. So Summoner is going to be better for... I actually think Scourer might be better for this deck. I mean, we could just wheel the Sky Scourer. This deck's probably deep enough. Actually, Nissa's Judgment is really good too. We probably actually take the Judgment and then hope to wheel either Scourer or Summoner, which I think we can. But I actually think Nissa's Judgment's a really good card. All right, let's go for this. Let's go for the green-black beatdown. I'll bring these in if I need them, but for now I want to stick to Devoid. But I'm taking Judgment just because I think it's a really strong card. Drana's Chosen. No, I think we're taking the Scourer over it. My ally count is currently 1. I doubt Linval is an ally, yeah. Not enough allies to make the Drana's Chosen work, even though I think it's a great card. We're going to take the Sky Scourer. We're going to go deep on this colorless plan. I want to try this deck out. I think it's good. Actually, we probably want the Lagak, even though it's not colorless. I think we can wheel Sky Scourers. At least I'm going to hope we can. I'd like the Slaughter Drone, but we're going to take the Grasp. Another Zendikar Resurgent, but we're taking Grasp. Soothsayer's good and all. This isn't a deck for it, though. We'll take the second Lagak. We don't have colorless mana. We're going to be prioritizing that real high. Okay. Over the third Lagak, I'm actually going to take the Sky Scourer. I think Path Warden's good, too, but Lagaks work well with Sky Scourers anyway, and I want to pick these up. This, like I said, this actually looks like a deck that could get value out of them. God, and then we get the Cliffhaven Vampire. All right, we're taking Stalking Drone. We basically need to find colorless lands real bad. We have 1 holdout settlement. And a Translator, I guess, but... Could take the Warden. This doesn't strike me as a Warden deck. I think we're going to go deep on this colorless stuff, and then we're just going to hope that we pick up colorless lands out of pack 3. We're just going to have to pick them over pretty much everything. I think worst case scenario is we don't get colorless lands and we have sort of unexciting creatures, but I still think that'll work out okay. But I am surprised we haven't seen like any wastes. Guess we can actually take the Uprising here. I mean, it's not a Chain Mage deck. It's not really an Uprising deck either, to be honest, but could be something we consider. Probably not. It's really like a 3-drop, not a 2-drop. Yeah, Envoy's pretty good card. Not especially in this deck, but it's good with the Lagax. It's good with the Nissa's. Well, it's not great with the Nissa's Judgment. It's okay. Just the support aspect of it. But to be honest, I kind of want to cut the Envoys. Make room for... I'll play them if I have to. Alright, going deep on Unnatural Endurance. This actually looks like a good deck for it. Okay, well, here's the thing. This deck needs colorless lands above all else, because we actually have a deck right now. So that just means I pretty much prioritize any of the uncommon or even the rare lands but it's going to be harder to find colorless lands out of this pack, but we basically have to prioritize them over anything. Bit of a mess. Beast Scholar Savant, not really what I'm looking for. Rolling Thunder and Outnumber is good, but probably not happening. I guess Culling Drones fits in with the Sky Scourers, but not much else. Could take the Retreat, I guess. Yeah, actually Retreat's okay. Giving your guys Death Touch and buffing them is not bad, especially if we don't end up with the colorless land count I want. probably can start cutting envoys. Maybe the Uprising can go too. I'd probably play Retreat in here, I guess. I just don't need a Savant, I don't think. I don't really need a Retreat either, I guess. Probably a 17 land deck too. Swarm Surge has got to be one of the strongest cards in this deck, so definitely taking that. Rot Shambler's not really what I'm looking for. No colorless land still. All right. I'm starting to get worried. I guess Swarm Surge could be good enough. Let's just cut the Uprising. If only I had one waste. Evolving Wilds could do something for us. Might just take it anyway. I guess I could take Silent Skimmer. It fits in with the Colorless Matters theme, I guess. It's not really what I want. But we don't... I guess Nightwatch works with Retreat. Yeah. And it works with the Depleter. And it works with... Yeah, actually, if we take the Nightwatch, we're probably keeping the Envoys, huh? There's seriously not one colorless land. The one time I draft a deck that needs it the most, I can't find one waste or one colorless land. Ouch. I guess we still have a couple opportunities to find it, but we are rapidly running out of time. This is like just straight up a miss, too. There's nothing in here I need. Healer is like not what we want. I don't even know what to take here. Probably the Herald. If no one's in blue-red, I don't care about Herald, rather. I guess I'll take it anyway. There's just nothing in here. I'm not going to play a healer. And now we're just seeing these sick white cards, man. I'm getting bummed out, guys. I really wanted this deck to come together, and I failed to find one colorless land. We still get a couple opportunities, but... Should I just go back into white at this point? I probably can. I don't care about Culling Drone at all. Myers Mouse is good. Probably is not the deck for it. Alright, screw it. Go back into white. If we're just going to get past all the white and no lands I need. Guess Skitter Skin beats down well. Not one. Not one colorless land. What a bummer. Assassin with the end. Yeah, all right. Actually take an Assassin here. I think we're actually still going to end up... Yeah, Blood Bond looks good. All right. Tabled Reproach. Yeah. Thanks. Goodbye, Green. You were good while you were being decided on. Now you're done, son. Don't need you. Hate a Slide Runner. Tabled Reproach. I'm just mind blown right now. All right. Welcome back to the party, Linvala. You're in. Probably could splash Inez's Judgment. I don't even think we need to. Yeah. Tabled Encircling Fissure. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right, you know what? Off you. Off you. Off the Swarm Surge. Gonna keep the Retreat. Yeah, tabled. People just don't like playing good cards, I guess. I mean, why play good cards, right? Well, I guess Shriekers probably don't need 3 of these. Depleter and Shriekers are pretty worthless now. Two ways to get colorless mana, is that right? Not one colorless land seen that entire pack. Not one. So I did have a couple commenters before what draft? I forget. It was a couple drafts ago though. There were some commenters that are like, "Yeah, dude, you can pick up. You shouldn't have any problem finding colorless lands out of pack 3." There you go. I said I'd seen it before. Officially saw it again, especially when I needed it. 0 colorless land seen out of an entire pack. Not one of the uncommons, not one of the rares. 0 colorless lands. Now I think we're back being an 18 land deck, I think. And we probably just cut the unnatural endurances. Yeah. With Reproach, Darkness, Stasis, Snare, Double Oblivion Strike, I think we can... As long as we're hitting our lands, I think this deck should be... Okay, we probably don't need the unnatural endurances. This looks okay to me. Like, Retreat's still good because of Bloodbond, Vampire, and Colostri and Nightwatch synergy. And I guess Nirkana Assassin, sort of, too. You drain them and you still get Death Touch on this thing. It's not bad. Unfortunately, Depleters and Shriekers are not going to be great in here, but they can still trade, I guess. And I guess if I have Holdout Settlement and a Translator, I can actually use the ability. Other than that, I guess I should have just focused on white, and this deck would be 1,000 times better. I am in shock that we couldn't find colorless mana. I'm in shock right now. That I've never had a problem. When was the last time you saw a draft where you had a hard time finding wastes or any off-color uncommon land out of Battle for Zendikar? I honest to God cannot remember. Probably since the first few drafts where people were still trying to evaluate wastes, I have never had this big of a problem finding wastes when I clearly need them. When I'm actively looking for them, I can't find them. That's frustrating. Thankfully, this deck is still going to end up being pretty strong. So that's good. We're going to splash the Baloth Null with 18 lands in the holdout settlement. Probably being the only land we need to splash Baloth Null with. We do have some double white and double black. So I don't think I want to go more than holdout settlement to splash for Baloth Null. It doesn't really matter because Baloth Null is like a super late card you want to play anyway. I guess I could actually I could cut a Shrieker because we have like 16 creatures if you include the Malice and the Fissure, which you probably can. Which means I could cut a Shrieker since they're really not that great in here anyway. And put in Inez's Judgment. Support removal spell. Give us even more removal, which seems okay to me, actually. I mean, it's a strong spell. But then we just got to up our green count, so we probably run 1 forest at that point. So this with 1 forest. Four white? I don't think so. This would be like 6.5 white, 8.5 black. Oh, never mind. Don't need that many forests. Yeah, so this is 9.5 black, 7.5 white. and then 1.5 green. That's probably okay. Yeah, sure. Okay, so this deck could have been straight black-white and would have been way better, but I really wanted to make the black-green. You knew what I wanted to do. You see it didn't work out. The deck still worked out fine. It just could have been way better had I actively been going for black-white since the beginning. Pack 1, we were certainly getting cut on white. We saw a late Wall of Resurgence, but we first picked a Linvala and saw literally nothing else besides a Wall of Resurgence out of that pack in white. Nothing else of substance. At least, I mean, we saw Sky Climber super early, but we picked an Envoy over it, which I don't regret. Since I still think Envoy's going to be better in this deck, buying us time. This deck looks like it's got a great late game plan, so I'm not super worried, but yeah, you saw what I wanted to do. Clearly didn't work out. I still think it's okay. It's not like it's a bad deck. It's certainly got some strong plays in it. It's just, it could have been better as a black-white, but all right. You know what happened. You saw what happened. You saw what I wanted to do. Someday I'll try again at the green-black beatdown colorless deck. I think that deck would have, we had the shell to make a really sweet one, a really awesome one, but it did not work out. So instead we're kind of just black. We're like a black-white splash green huge value in-game deck. So we're super mid-rangey, super late game. It's heartbreaking to see Shriekers and Depleter in a deck that really can't get huge use out of them. I think despite that, this deck's probably still a 7 out of 10. It's just some super strong cards in it. We ended up with plenty of removal. We have enough in-game. I think our early game is what really suffered, though, so that's why I got a... And our mana base could have been better. So I can't rate this deck any higher than 7 out of 10. We just probably aren't staying it. I mean, the nice thing is our 3-drops, we have like... Yeah, we have some pretty good 3-drops in terms of holding down the fort early. Like Wall of Resurgence and Double Envoy are some really nice 3-drops, and our 2-drops are removal. So 7 out of 10 seems appropriate. I think this deck could have been easily 8, possibly even 9 out of 10 had we actively picked up white out of packs 2 and 3. I mean, out of pack 3, we basically just were gifted super strong white cards, so that worked out fine anyway. Yeah, our removal is like top notch too. So this deck's 7 out of 10. We'll see you around one.